Alajan Ayanla joins me now from Kigali, the capital of Rwanda. And Alajan, I guess people there are watching that trial very closely.
Indeed, Milene, they are, because this is not, it is the second major trial, genocide trial, to go on in Paris, in France. And for more official insight into this important trial that starts on Tuesday on the legal proceedings, I'm now joined by Rwanda's Justice Minister, Mr. Johnston Busingye. Mr. Minister, thank you very much for coming on to TRT World. I want to start by asking you, are you disappointed that this trial that's taking place today in Paris, France, is starting so late, so much after these two former mayors were tried in absentia and given life imprisonment in Rwanda?
Thank you very much for having me. Everybody would be disappointed. It's 22 years down the road since the genocide. These mayors have been out there. They were tried here in absentia and given life sentences, each of them. And France harbors the biggest number of known and indicted genocide suspects in Europe. So everybody else would be disappointed, not just Rwanda.
Okay, but do you think that this trial that starts today could be a step in terms of normalizing relations between Rwanda and France, which have been strained for the last 22 years, like you said, and pretty much non-existent for the past decade?
Well, let me say that for now, it's safer to watch. I am not so sure that just two cases out of many other cases, 22 years late, would do much. But let me say that it is a step in the right direction. And the test of the success of this, the test of the quality of trial, should go a long way in determining whether the French justice system and indeed the whole French establishment is very serious about this. We have had our own misgivings in the past. Let's see how this one goes.
Although it's going to take a lot to erase the memories, the horrible memories of the past, but as a Rwandan, as the Minister of Justice for this country, what verdict would you be partially satisfied with what comes out in Paris and France?
These gentlemen have been tried before in our local system called Gacaca. Both of them have been found guilty. They have been handed sentences. This is going to be another trial. Not just Rwanda as me or the government, but look at the genocide survivors, look at the victims of these people's horrendous acts out there in the districts where they were mayors. I believe that the evidence that there is, if it is given proper evaluation by proper, impartial justice officials, there should be a decision that we all should be happy to go with. I do not want to talk about what kind of decision I want or what partial decision I want. Let me simply say that I want an impartial and a proper justice system out there in France.
And finally, I want to ask you, Mr. Minister, you said that France harbors the most amount of accused participants in the Rwandan genocide. Do you want France to continue on this illegal path?
Well, I believe that France should not continue along this path at all. France has got a history with Rwanda. In my estimation, France should have been the first to track down people suspected of having a role in the genocide and bringing them to justice. France should have been number one. So what has happened since 1994 is something that the only party that should think about it very seriously is the Republic of France. They should not continue to do this, because every single day is a thorn in the side of the victims of the genocide. Every single day is too long, is too many days for us. We see priests serving in their different places as priests who committed genocide here. We see doctors in hospitals. We see people who are transferred by the ICTR to France for trial. They have not been tried. So trusting in French justice is very risky business. We would want to watch what happens, and my encouragement would be that France should come out of this status of a safe haven for people like this and really get them out to justice.
Okay, Mr. Minister, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you too.
Well, Malene, there you have it. Rwanda's Justice Minister speaking to TRT World, saying that he's disappointed with the timing of this legal proceeding, but that he hopes that there will be fair and impartial legal proceedings in France.